Welcome to When to Play Nasus, a guide that educates you on the most opportune times to pick Nasus. Nasus is a very versatile jungler, as he can either focus on farming, ganking, or controlling from the jungle, and he's equally competent in all these roles. He is also able to focus his in-game role as either a support bruiser, an aggro tank, or a mixed damage tank bruiser. He essentially becomes a tanky, high damage dealing champion with lots of utility. Nasus is a very strong first pick, as he instantly demands that the enemy team respond to him in some way, due to his ability to scale infinitely or his very crippling wither. Also, he is known as a capable top laner, therefore if you pick him early, they may assume that you're going top. Therefore, it gives you a chance to protect your top laner, as they may squander their pick on a champion that is set to counter top lane Nasus, yet you're playing jungle Nasus. Nasus is very strong with AoE team comps, protect team comps, push comps, and he's a very powerful choice with full engagement team compositions. Nasus adds his Spirit Fire and his ultimate to AoE team compositions. At the same time, he can be a frontline champion during that whole hellstorm. His Wither absolutely demolishes most threats that could possibly kill whoever he's trying to protect in the protection team compositions. And his Wither generally works in any position anyways, while Siphoning Strike obliterates towers when he's pushing, and it allows him to become a very competent split pusher as well. He's just all around a massive threat no matter what team composition he is, whether he's the one being supported by his team, or if he's supporting his team in some way, either by being damaged, by using his support abilities such as his Wither and the armor reduction from his Spirit Fire, or by being a high threat tank that attracts aggro from his opponents and just soaks up damage. Nasus is very strong against team comps with champions that have a lot of attack speed requirements. Therefore, he's strong versus a lot of ranged AD champions, like Jinx and Caitlyn. Even with his Wither, he is easily kited. He is very weak versus team compositions that rely on blinks, poke, and crowd control. It is not advised that you pick him against a team that has already picked multiple champions that can kite Nasus. He might not be able to gank champions that have blinks, and during team fights, they may just kite him long enough for his ultimate to wear off, or for him to be low enough health that he has to burn his ultimate and make it ineffective for the fight. Nasus has very interesting jungle matchups. He's not a very strong duelist early in the game, thus he cannot slug it out with the most proficient of jungle duelists. However, he can easily counter-gank most junglers just by using his Wither on them. Or if Nasus forces the enemy jungler to fight on top of the Spirit Fire, he can most certainly win. Or the enemy jungler refuses to fight on top of the Spirit Fire and just leaves. Nasus is very strong against a lot of AD champions, as he can just wither them and walk away. However, he's noticeably weak against champions that are more akin to AD casters or even AP casters, such as Lee Sin, at least early, Elise, and even though she requires attack speed with her W, she at least has her Q and both spider and human form, and most noticeably Nunu. Nunu makes his life hell in the jungle, so try avoiding picking Nasus into an enemy Nunu. Overall, Jungle Nasus is a very safe pick. He has very little weaknesses, and he fits with a lot of team compositions, and his jungle matchups are standardly fair. He is easy to learn, he contributes a lot to whatever team composition he goes into, and he can carry into the late game, which is very rare for a lot of junglers. His risks are low and his rewards are high, and I highly recommend him to anyone.